Decentralized systems are gradually removing control from big tech companies and returning it to developers and users. Hey, CoinFixer here. Today we're going to be looking at nodes and how we could potentially see a major shift in the way we operate in our digital lives by taking control back from our tech overlords. Before I begin, it goes without saying that I am not a financial advisor and nothing I say in this video is financial advice. Please do your own research before coming to your own conclusions. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin. Marc Andreessen's seminal 2011 essay, Why Software is Eating the World, was well regarded even at the time it was written, and has since proven to be even more prescient than it seemed. Andreessen argued that every company was now supposedly a software company, whether the company liked it or not. At the beginning of a decade in which software would prove invaluable to almost every aspect of modern life. His ideas eventually applied to businesses that either hadn't fully defined their markets or didn't even exist yet, but would go on to generate billions in market share, including Uber, Lyft, TikTok or ByteDance, Robinhood, and Coinbase, to name a few. He adapted his argument to many of the market leaders at the time. Software was probably going to be a crucial component of becoming a unicorn in the 21st century. The emergence of true cloud computing and cloud giants, an industry in which Andreessen himself had been a pioneer at the time when many inside and outside computing were scoffing at the notion, was the covert force behind his complete disruption of modern economies and life. But making so many aspects of life so simple came at a high price. They had stopped scoffing entirely by the second decade of the 21st century. Global spending on cloud computing increased by more than quintupling in the 2010s, going from 77 billion to 411 billion. The computer in our pockets relied on it to make everything available at the touch of a button. As of everything else, the mobile-powered software revolution had trade-offs. Even though it made life as simple as pressing a button, software has taken over the world, making very few very large cloud hosting companies the dominant force. Currently, 65% of the market for cloud hosting is dominated by Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. By using cloud hosting, this established a monopoly of sorts. For example, hosts can remove services from clouds when using cloud hosting, as Amazon did with the infamous social media Parler. Parler was also banned from the App Store. Whether or not you concur with a service like Parler doesn't matter when it comes to the bigger issue at hand. The incident proved that in the post-software world, it only takes two corporations, Amazon and Apple, to completely shut down a service, effectively forcing it out of business. What happens if a developer or service violates a less serious Amazon policy or term of service? The internet has been forced into a corner where it can no longer truly function as a marketplace for free ideas and development, especially if that development is in some way seen as a threat by businesses like Amazon and Microsoft. Newer blockchain protocols have the potential to break data in a world consumed by software and monopolistic companies, allowing us to think about the exchange of that data in new ways. Just as Bitcoin broke money and allowed people to think about exchange of value in new ways, Web3 and the initiatives it will spawn promise to fundamentally alter how information lives and is transmitted through the internet in a transparent and self-sufficient manner. Ecosystems that prioritize decentralization and community promise to return control to programmers and, by extension, the users of the decentralized applications, dApps, and software. This will make it possible to create a common framework that supports best practices and economies of scale, and can compete with the biggest centralized internet entities. This is not to say that a decentralized utopia has already been attained. Ironically, despite the fact that decentralized systems are also presumably trustless systems, both users and developers still need to develop trust in these systems. Whatever the drawbacks of relying on corporations like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Apple, they have built up decades worth of that trust, credibility, and familiarity that makes it challenging for users and developers to adopt a completely different way of doing things. Rewiring the incentive model that has supported the last several decades of the internet is a part of establishing that trust. In order for our new decentralized internet to function, users will need to invest in nodes, and developers will need to make the most out of these nodes by creating software that is easy to use on a phone as Uber or Wordle. We can rebuild the world that was destroyed by software one node at a time if decentralized Web3 communities are successful in doing that. With that being said, let us know what are your thoughts on decentralization and taking down cloud computing giants such as Apple and Google. Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked the video and it brought value to you, do hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time we upload a new video, which is as often as I can. Thanks for watching and thanks for supporting the channel. Till next time, this has been the Crypto Fixer, signing off.